why are we all here? We're here because of the truly dreadful things that happened, not to politicians, but to ordinary members of the public whose lives have been turned upside down when they've already suffered through losing their children, and then have their lives turned upside down in a totally unacceptable way. And, this is a sort of, I think, a cathartic moment where press, politicians, police, all the relationships that haven't been right, we have a chance to reset them, and that is what we must do.
You refer, Mr. Cameron, to having a bit more distance. That depends, I suppose, on each party to the debate, as it were, having a sense of propriety as to what is right and where the boundaries are. Are we agreed about that?
I think that's right, but distance is also about, for the politician, and this relates to the issue of the 24-hour news cycle, there's a difficulty in, I'm not expecting sympathy for this, but there's a difficulty in politics that you are fighting a sort of permanent battle of issues being thrown at you hour by hour. And that is hopeless, because if that's what you spend your time doing, you will never reform our schools, cut our deficit, deal with our economic problems and all the rest of it. I did actually, on getting into Number 10 Downing Street, try to do that. I'm not sure it's always been totally successful, but that is part of what I mean by distance. It's me not sitting under a 24-hour news television screen looking at the ticker and worrying about what's happening every hour. If you do that, you get completely buried by the daily news agenda.
Well, the term a bit more distance could relate to the quantity of engagement, and you told us about that, but it also could relate to the quality of individual engagements with journalists.
Yes.
Are we agreed? And are we also agreed that in that second sense, we need, insert John Major's term, constructive tension, or certainly each party, each side, having a proper understanding of what is appropriate and what may not be appropriate. Is that so?
Yes.
And do you feel, in relation to the past, without alighting on individual examples, that in that second sense there may not have been sufficient distance?
I think the relationship has not been right. I think it has been too close, as I explain in my evidence, and I think we need to try and get it on a better footing.